If you struggle with explicit matter, and if you find yourself going back into the screen over and over and over, I want you to know that porn brain is real. We know that pleasure and pain are processed in the same area of the brain, and maybe it's keeping you from your full potential. I'm Dr. Trish Leigh. I help men come out of the screen and get back on purpose to reclaim their lives. Thank you for joining me on this channel. Let's dive in. If you struggle with anxiety, depression, other mental health and cognitive issues like focus, thinking, brain fog, or perhaps you struggle with erectile dysfunction or delayed ejaculation or other physical issues, if you watch porn or explicit matter, it is a variable to consider. Likely, it's a very important piece of the puzzle for you. So neuroscience shows that pain and pleasure are actually processed in the same area of the brain. When you're caught up in the screen, your brain will go back and forth between high levels of pleasure from explicit matter, then you will dive all the way over here into the same amount of pain. I call it the pendulum effect. So pleasure and pain processed the same way, you're oscillating back and forth between them. It is a pleasure-pain paradox. So you are caught in your body feeling good and then feeling bad. What happens is it's a dopamine dependency from the screen, which leaves you in a dopamine deficit in your life. But ultimately, it keeps you trapped in your body, wanting more pleasure to escape the pain that it's causing. It is a proverbial downward spiral known in neuroscience terms as a negative feedback loop. What I do is I help you break that negative feedback loop and rise up, my friend. So this is what we're talking about here today. How do you escape your body then? How do you make it so you're not always chasing down pleasure and you're not always suffering the painful consequences? Well, that's a good question. Let's dive into the answer. The answer is your mind and your body are a tool, an instrument for you to use. How are you using that beautiful tool? That's your first question for today. It's not your brain hack strategy. We'll get to that in just a few minutes, but it's the thought for today. How are you using your greatest gift? Your mind and your body, which of course is controlled by your brain. But are you using it on purpose? Are you using it to be happy, to have joy? Pleasure and joy are not the same things. Pleasure hits hard and it's quick and it's not long lasting, and ultimately it swings you right back into pain at the exact same amounts that you've got that pleasure. Now, if you're getting pleasure from unhealthy sources, they're called supernormal, like pornography. Very high levels of pleasure from the dopamine deluge, ultimately leaving you in a world of hurt in your real life. So, recognize that. Here's the solution. It's to use your mind and your body to serve you, to serve your true, authentic, capital S self. That's the spiritual aspect of this journey. That if you're caught up in the screen and porn, passively consuming fantastical content that's not real, but it's making you escape from your reality, it's taking you away from your truth. It's taking you away from the fact that you are here on planet Earth to do something that makes you happy, that makes the people around you happy, and contributes to happiness and joy and peace in the world. That's what we're here for. So I'm here to help you get out of the screen and get back to doing the thing that you love. Even if it's weeding gardens, if it's disposing of trash, if it's anything like that, that's fine. It's the thing in your heart that you want to do. Then you use your mind and your body to do it. So ultimately, your body and mind really shouldn't feel anything. If you've ever engaged in meditation where it felt so good, it felt like nothing. It felt like you had been taken away from the world of pleasure and pain. That's what I'm talking about. That's when you enter the realm of the true authentic self. That's the real you, capital REAL, capital YOU. It's the you that can listen to the thing that you want for your life. Then it allows you to have the courage to go make that thing happen and to stop being sucked into your screen to get those hits of dopamine for pleasure, to take you away from that. It's taking you away from that. I want you to know that. So ultimately, your body shouldn't feel high levels of pleasure, nor should it feel high levels of pain. You can actually kind of think of your body as your car. And I know maybe that's taking identification too far away, but it's an instrument. Your car is an instrument to get you from point A to point B. And of course, you want a nice car so that you're getting from point A to point B, feeling comfortable and knowing you're safe and secure. All of that is important. That's why Excalibur drives me around. That man's beautiful. He's got his falcon wing doors. He's got long lasting charge. Excalibur. I like getting into Excalibur, but I'm not mistaken that Excalibur is me. Nor do I need Excalibur to feel good, even though I do praise him. I will admit to you. I give him kudos when he's done good things for me. So anyways, the idea is that pleasure and pain, they're derailing you. You want to get back to the point where you wake up at peace. Joy. Joy is you can sit in the middle of your kitchen and your 5 kids and their friends are running around and there's pizza on the floor and your hubs is doing something weird and you just take a moment back and you feel it. You're not thinking about it. I just look around and I have this feeling that comes up from inside that I'm so blessed to have this life. That is what I want for you. I'm not feeling high levels of pleasure. I'm not on fire because all those people are around me, nor am I irritated. There's no pleasure and pain. There's joy. There's peace. It hits differently. It's in the middle. It's still. So what am I talking about? That, my friend, is flow state. Flow state can be accomplished when you're no longer seeking pleasure and ending up in a place of pain. Flow state is that place where you wake up in the morning so happy and ready to take on the world that you look up onto your watch and it's 4 p.m. That's what happens to me every day. Every day it's 8 a.m., it's 4 p.m. And I haven't like thrown parties and been really excited. I've just been engaged in my life purposefully. I've been engaged in the work that I love to do. I've laughed with the people that I love to be around. I've worked out with my personal trainer, Jillian Michaels. I've gone for a walk and seen my friends and said, hey, I'm just engaging in my life in the middle. Peace. No high highs, no low lows. Flow state. That flow state comes from an optimal brain in your head. If you have the brain dysfunction pattern of the pleasure-pain paradox, which I call strained brain, which I am able to visualize on a QEEG brain map if you have strained brain, that brain dysfunction, porn brain, it's real. It's the thing that keeps you caught in the pleasure-pain paradox, so you can't make the choice to get into flow state today. Your brain is way too far away from that. So I want you to know, if you want flow state and you want joy and you want happiness and you want the life that you can have to create and deserve, it's imperative that you regulate the brain dysfunction and you bring it back to healthy medium, healthy baseline arousal where there's no anxiety, there's no depression, there's no sexual arousal dysfunctions, sad. There's just joy and happiness and purpose and hobbies and engagement, good stuff in the middle. So if you're looking for help on that journey, please go over to drtrishleigh.com because me and my team, we're here to help you. This is what we do all day, every day. If you go over there, download the Pleasure Pathway Reset e-guide that we're offering. It helps you get on purpose and to figure out how to reset the pleasure pathways from the screen back into your life so you can get into flow state. Make sure you get my new book, Mind Over Explicit Matter. It's available at all book retailers. If you struggle with explicit matter, it's the gold standard guide. It helps you get on purpose. It's all about what we're talking about here today. And your brain hack strategy for the day is take inventory of all the times and all the ways that you're going to your screen or unwanted sexual behaviors for seeming pleasure. How are you hitting that button to try to get a little relief from your life? Because when you're going to that seeming pleasure, you're causing the pain. In the other column, list out all the pain. If you struggle with anxiety, depression, if you can't have a healthy sex life, if you can't attract a partner who's like-minded and emotionally intelligent, if you're struggling in your work or your productivity, if your relationships are breaking down, if you struggle with sad sexual arousal dysfunction, these are the pain points that come from the pleasure-pain paradox. They are keeping you away from flow. They are keeping you away from purpose and the life that you deserve. So inventory them out. They're keeping you stuck in your body, not in yourself. Figure it out and let's move forward, my friend. All right, I hope this helps you out. And as always, control your brain or it'll control you.